Hello, this is Eccentric Tarot, and we're going to be reading some cards today for the Virgos. Here we believe that we are all interconnected and that we are linked somehow in the universe, slightly different, and we can all relate to this reading as a collective. So let's get started for the Virgo season. And I am a Virgo, FYI, so I feel like this is our time to shine and time to make things happen. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to shuffle some cards right now for the Virgos. Excuse me if I get a little tongue-tied. I am working through speaking more clearly. Okay. So I'm just going to put like maybe three cards down. See my little Virgo sign to remind me that this reading is strictly for the Virgos. Okay. So we have the Hermit in reverse. We have the Magician in reverse. And we have the King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so we're going to get into the Hermit. So the Hermit represents wisdom, solitude, and like inner guidance, like truth. So this basically gives me, for the Virgos, like you've been in solitude, you've been trying to like get to know, yourself without anybody else's idea of you. You're trying to move forward, look inward, for your spiritual growth. So that's a beautiful thing for the Virgos, that you are coming into a time where you're focusing on your ultimate goals, like the goals that you've always set out for yourself. And that's a beautiful thing as well. In this Virgo season, this energy is definitely life-changing, definitely like big arcanas being given, changes given to you, things of that nature. So that's definitely something to be proud about. Self-discovery, contemplating basically on, like I said, your goals, moving forward, and just before doing that or taking like impulsive action, you're kind of slowing down and looking inward before you take the next step forward. So that's always a good thing for the Virgos. Sometimes I know, being a Virgo myself, we kind of move impulsively. We think that the faster we get it, the faster the progress will be. But sometimes it takes us to slow down and kind of figure out things from another standpoint. So the next card is the Magician in reverse. And the Magician in reverse symbolizes some type of misdirection or some type of manipulation. So there could be like an individual per se, or a misfortune that you've probably experienced. Like maybe like you took the wrong direction in a situation, and that kind of made like it harder for you to manifest your goals. Or it could have been like a lack of focus on your part, or some type of manipulation or deception set you back from handling the things that you wanted to happen for you. Okay, so it could have been like someone deceived you in a way, and it resulted in something being a misfortune for you. It could also be, like I said, a lack of focus. You maybe feeling depressed or lonely made you lack focus in certain aspects in your goals. Okay. So the King of Swords entails something of that nature. Basically, either someone abusing their power or being a corrupt figure that maybe made you lose on certain opportunities. Or you could have been this abusive person that was corrupt or wasn't balanced in your logic or emotions. So it suggests like basically lack of discipline, not trying to get your goals in like a logic way. It's like you're trying to find like a fast way to your goals, like a fast way out or something in that nature. It could also be like if someone was like being power hungry or cruel. So either you could have been this cruel person that was power hungry, or somebody was being power hungry to you and made you lose out on a lot of misfortunes and opportunities. So basically, either way, it puts people into like a certain conflict dynamic, especially when there's like secret competition between one another. People can abuse their power or be corrupt figures in order to get ahead or to ruin somebody else's reputation. So I'm mostly getting like you went through this with somebody or some type of situation where it tried to basically stop you from your growth. Okay, so we'll clarify the King of Swords. Thank you, Spirit, for these guided messages, Holy Spirit. And let's clarify the King of Swords for the Virgo season. Okay. All right, so I'll put these ones back, and then I'll just pick this one up. So we have the Seven of Wands, a little sign. So the Seven of Wands basically gives me just you trying to find yourself, trying to defend your belief systems, basically challenging the opposition or maybe the people that try to make you go through a difficult period in your life. It also represents you being courageous over these conflicts and being confident and still striving for your best outcome. Okay, not trying to overwhelm yourself with certain situations. So I think Spirit is basically, applauding you for getting through certain situations with maybe multiple people, maybe multiple situations where it was difficult for you to, mentally stay afloat. So I think Spirit is really congratulating the Virgos that actually, weren't the tyrants of it all, but actually was trying to strive through the obstacles and, the negative hearsay challenges that, some people do go through. Okay, so if you can relate, you can relate, and if not, that's okay too. So let's clarify the Seven of Wands, excuse me, for the Virgos. What can we look forward to next after, basically going through a trial of hard times and trying to overcome certain situations? It is hard sometimes, but sometimes we try to prevail, and we for guidance. This is what it's here for. All right. So we have the Three of Cups and the Sun. So the Three of Cups really depicts like joyful times, gatherings, you know, community, people that actually support you, people that actually want to see you win and be successful on your projects. Basically, it's going to bring in abundance, great moments for your loved ones, the people that really truly are close to you and, you know you for you and actually, you know, love you or in that, you know, in that nature, however, mom, dad, lover, however, those true people that actually cheer you on and try to see the light in your abundance instead of trying to take it away or sabotage it. So I think the Sun in reverse is basically giving us like there won't be any more setbacks. I think that's how I would take it. There won't be any more lack of clarity in your situations anymore. You're going to be able to, you know, be who you are instead of putting on a mask for people that really don't truly want to even get to know you seriously. Or just try to understand where you're coming from. So these people or situations are no longer going to be setting you back or making you feel obsolete. They're actually going to prevail. And a lot of the projects and, you know, things that you're truly passionate about. Okay. So let's clarify the Sun in reverse. Thank you, Spirit, for these guided messages brought to you by, I'm just kidding. Brought to you by Eccentric Tarot. Okay. Clarifying the Sun together. Okay. The Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles clarifies generosity. It symbolizes health, balance, and resources. So I feel that now that you are coming out of these negative habits and these people, Virgo, you are now able to see your resources, see the material of your assets. Okay. You're going to be able to have resources to do exactly what you need to do when you need to do it. You're going to be able to experience a type of, you know, some clarity. You're going to be able to be a little bit more stress-free. And it also symbolizes wealth and poverty. I feel like you're coming out of poverty into wealth. Okay, like, you know, you're going to level up. You're going to have a glow up. You're going to be economically powerful in a way. And I love that for you, Virgo, because, you know, we as Virgos always feel that we need to be financially secure. And that's just one of our talents that we have. We try to always be stable, logical, and make sure everything is a give and take. And everything is balanced between different relationships, situations, and even health-wise. Okay. So let's clarify the Six of Pentacles for the Virgos. Virgo Nation. Virgos run it. I'm just kidding. That doesn't dilute from any other sign. I love you all. I love you all the signs. Funny. If you know where I got that from, right? My Virgo sign just did not want to stay up. My little Virgo sun, man. So we got a few cards. And I'm going to put these cards to the side. Let's see, we got the Knight of Pentacles, the High Priestess in reverse, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, Death in reverse, the Ten of Wands in reverse, the Star in the upright. I'm sorry, the Ten of Wands in the upright, the Star in the upright, the Page of Wands in the upright, and the Six of Wands in the upright. So what I'm getting is that you're coming from a place where it's super toxic, different people in your energy that's like not really there for you, or they're not very supportive, like negative wise. They just don't see you as important in their lives. Okay. I feel like that people may have took you for granted, and the result of them taking you for granted is that you had basically lost direction. You know what I mean? And by you being impulsive and just making rash decisions made you lose out on missed opportunities. And I mean, we can like blame people in the surroundings all we want, but at the end of the day, especially as a Virgo, I feel like you knew these people or person, place, or habit was setting you back and blocking you emotionally, but you decided to stay anyway. So you allowed this energy to continue to scatter you and make you feel or make you feel like you weren't where you needed to be, basically overwhelmed. Okay. So we have the High Priestess in reverse. Okay. So the High Priestess gives me that you, like I said, knew about this energy, but I think you repressed these emotions. You didn't really confront the people, place, or habit head on. You were either ignoring your inner wisdom or being misled by misinformation. Okay. And so this was a setback for you, basically, spiritually, and emotionally, and all of those aspects. Okay. I feel like you were blocking your spiritual gifts, maybe your psychic abilities. Maybe you were confused by hidden agendas that were meant to destroy you, or in that nature. Okay. But I feel like now you're not suppressing these emotions anymore. You're not ignoring your intuition. Okay, because your intuition tells you things that's like not uncertain, or people that's like, you know, just emotionally draining. So you're basically coming out of what caused this inner turmoil or inner trauma for you, and you're starting to release that. You're starting to admit to yourself that, you know, I can be a better person and I can do better, and I don't have to live under certain circumstances that don't align with me. Okay, so that's always a beautiful thing as well, especially being a Virgo. We're sensitive human beings, so we try to we try to avoid our emotions, but sometimes we do need to let them out and reflect on self just to better ourselves and get away from toxic people, situations, or habits. And yeah, we have to resist these temptations and habits. And I feel like at one point you were clinging on to the past. You know what I mean? You were clinging on to toxic people, toxic situations, knowing that they weren't good for you. Maybe just to feel included or feel that you were maybe climbing the ladder of success at one point or however, but you kept these individuals around knowing that they weren't, like you. You know what I mean? They're not like who you are as a person. They're like, and you try to conform to this toxic behavior, but deep down inside it was making you feel empty, and you were repeating negative patterns. So it wasn't really self-serving you or serving you to be in this energy, either with, like I said, it could be a job, person, place, habit. All right. So I feel, like with the death in reverse, I feel like you were, or you are now coming out of that state of mind, that illusion that either people, places, or, addictions were trying to put on you. And so with the 10 of Wands, basically what I was saying about feeling overwhelmed, too many responsibilities, too many burdens on you that you weren't really ready for. But I feel like, that you either handled this or are handling this very, very beautifully. Like, you're making it look easy, even though these burdens are very hard. And Spirit is basically saying, like, take the time to encourage yourself to kind of slow down and ask for help. Okay, it's okay to ask for help about with certain things, so you won't burn yourself out. I know it's hard to ask for help. It's hard to be vulnerable and trying to handle everything at once. But this is what we're here for. We're here to help each other. I know that sounds like, cliche and all of that, but we're here to help each other. We're here to get better. You don't have to do this all by yourself, okay? Even if you feel like you don't have anybody, the universe is here. What governs you is here. God, Most High, higher source, universe is here to, guide you in a better direction, so you won't feel so left out, burnt out, overwhelmed, over obligated to do things that you can just ask for help for, or just let go, put it down. All right, so we're gonna clarify the star. So the star is definitely inspiring an energy of renewal. You're finally not overburdened. You can finally just release and enjoy your life. Be peaceful. I feel like God has seen your struggle and seen the things that you had to go through, and now He's granting you the things that you deserve, which is peace, which is inspiration for whatever you're passionate about. But truly, it's an inner thing, I feel. It's not an outside thing. So it's not like, oh, you get a brand new car or, house or whatever. But when you do go inner within self, all of those things that you do desire, it attracts to you, because now you're carrying that energy. And so, you can attract that energy. And that's a good thing, okay? As the star coming out, so challenges are over, because you overcame those challenges. You passed all of your tests, that God, the universe, source has put you through. And everything was of divine timing. Everything was of divine plan. It wasn't like, oh, I just went through this, that, or I just went through that. It was, no, this is the time when you were supposed to go through this. It was the time when you're supposed to go through that, It wasn't like everything did not happen for a reason. Everything did happen for a reason, and got you to a point where now you can cleanse yourself of toxicity, and you can get, your just due. Get your hard work shown and paid for. See the fruits of your labor, all the things that you worked hard for and made happen, and now you can see the benefits of that. So with the Six of Wands, is basically saying you're transitioning from a difficult time. This is your healing process. This is your time to, rest your mind, not overindulge, not be overly impulsive about certain situations. It's time for you to just take this journey of, renewal and healing. Heal, that inner child within you. Make, whatever hurtful heartache that you went through, cry it out, journal it, I can't even get it out. Journal it out. And, just take your pain and transmute that into something beautiful. So that is very, very, very a beautiful energy that I'm channeling, and that you're just in your peaceful era, okay? You're just sipping on your tea and just sitting pretty, whether male or female. You're sitting on your throne as a king, and you just like, baby, can't nothing really shake me, because I done already went through the turmoil. I'm leaving behind the toxic situations. I'm leaving behind the toxic people, toxic job, toxic family in certain people's cases. So you just self-reflecting, like, yeah, it was sad. I cried, it hurt, I shed tears, but I'm good now. Those triggers that people, try to shade you with, it doesn't hurt you. It's actually laughable at this point, you know what I mean? Because you done been through so much, Virgo. And now it's time for you to shine. It is time for you to come into that transitioning of healing and come out of that strife period where it's just like, I'm the star. You know what I mean? I'm the star. Okay. Let's get another card for the Six of Wands. I'm the star. I am who I say I am. I am what everybody say I am. That's what I'm channeling. I be channeling songs. Yeah. Super funny. And I everything I am. Hear me? Everything I am. I don't know. That's just the way I am. Alright. We got the King of Swords in reverse. So I feel like with the King of Swords in reverse, you were coming from a situation where someone had an authority figure or authority, and they was an authority figure, and they abused their power. Either they were corrupt, or their logic was in balance, or their emotions was in balance. So, or you could have been this corrupt figure. Okay. So it's basically, like self-discipline is really what needs to happen in both cases, whether you are this corrupt figure or you've been abused by this corrupt figure. Each, side of the coin definitely will have its karma, but in other words, that is due to the universe to decide. All right. So I just feel that with that 6 of Wands energy, people should just be open-minded. Find some balance in yourself, some control in your mental, controlling your finances, and just watch for corruption. Be aware of others or your own actions that could indicate abuse of power. Okay, so just try not to be so shallow. All right. So I'm really Virgo. Really, I'm getting that you've been judged by shallow people. You've been really trying to get out of that image of whatever someone has put you in, because like trying to put you in some type of rival energy, some type of competition energy. So instead of you bowing down to that situation, I feel like you moved forward. Okay, you show patience, you showed kindness, you showed harmony after a certain conflict. You walked away with pride and dignity from this situation. And even though this situation may have drained you emotionally, may have made you miss certain opportunities, but you still, carried a team work type of energy with you. You didn't let people, a person or a place or a habit ruin that for you and the way you look at people. Okay, so that's a great thing. All right, so before we go, we'll clarify the 6 of Wands and close out the Virgo's reading. All right, and so we got one last card to close out the reading, and it is the King of Wands. So I feel like with the King of Wands, you're going to become this authority figure everybody respects. You're going to be someone that has prevailed in certain people's realities. People that thought that you weren't equipped to do what you wanted to do, or had criticism about who you were just as a person. I think that you're definitely going to prevail over their ideas of you, over the shallow, small-minded thinking of who you actually were as a person. Okay, so that's always a good thing. A lot of people can assume things about us and might not even, really know us, and they just put things on people that they have no clue about, but they still, do it or whatever. But at the end of the day, long as you let go and let God, source, universe, most high, whatever the title for you is with source, I feel that God will handle that situation as long as you're pure in heart, as long as you have pure intentions for people, and as long as you could bring something, to this world. It might not be publicly, or it could just be a small gesture, you know, opening a door for somebody, you know, being just a good person and kind of just spreading that energy around instead of being toxic. All right, so Virgo, thank you for joining me on this spiritual journey. I hope that you enjoyed this guided message. Please like, and subscribe. I will highly appreciate it. Love and light. I love you, and be abundant. Until next time.